after somebody done destroyed it with the wrong chemistry of physical reality. And don't let them be skilled in element science. It'll be a wrap. It'll be a wrap. It'll just be a fall. It'll just be a fall of the physical. It'll just be a rundown or fall of the physical. After a while, it wouldn't even look the same no more. It wouldn't look pleasant to the physical reality. Me, I'm the real refinement of the one that refines that. And then you see, I'm not taking a chance to go be with people that done messed up their secrecy. A chance with somebody that does already manipulated in the physics to mess up their secrecy. My caretakers got to think about that. They got to think about what cut them off in life ahead of time. Remember, I came back in time, so a person would be wondering why educated individual, what cut you off in life. You think about what happened in the paradigm, or if you didn't see it, now in the paradigm, I know for sure you've seen it. Before you learn about affirm, you learn about sacredcy. You got to understand the reason of sacredcy before you start using force, and knowing how to control force before you let anybody mess up your sacredcy. You got to think about all that in the physical reality, and then you have people that just want to do funny things in the paradigm. You had people that went after my feet because they wanted to bathe in the same tub that I bathed in because they wanted to mess up my foundation just to be able to get an. I remember one time I chased this guy in the street and I stumped my toe of my big toe and it messed up my big toenail. It stumped the toe of my big toe, messed up my big toenail, and then it grew back another type of way. It can't turn black and blue, then grew back a perfectly good nail, and then it grew back another type of way from stumping it in a tar street. A person that put a pothole in the street, and I was chasing somebody, and I stumped my toe in the pothole where they had put tar. And it was I don't even know if they put tar, but it was a pothole that just appeared in the street out of nowhere one day. And I was chasing somebody around a car and I stumped my toe. You got to think about that because once somebody penetrates between your legs and gives you the wrong chemistry to your anatomy, I can't tell you, I can't do nothing for you after that. Yo, my physical, I could refine all social star charts of all social economics of all planets or moons or suns or earths, solar system, galaxies, universe, of all astrology or constellations or star charts or star clusters of all space, of all light. I could refine all of it, but of all beyond highest or quantum or mega or super or astrological or celestial or ancestral or celestial. And I'm the only one, me Ralph Lane. That's it. Me Ralph Lane. That's it. Because I have mad wives, literal wives. That's in the spiritual realm, but it's not like a psychotic. You know how some people psychotic, and then they just want their person to be their wife, and cause they fall through time, and they just babysit to fall, make a person fall. I'm talking about those are my literal wives for myself that was once alive, vibrating in their physical matter that entered the spiritual realm and to regard the reason of our habitation of the planets that the children that we had in the paradigm. And then on top of it, I can I refined myself in all purity just so there will be no complications ever in the paradigm of time. And I'm the only one that has the anatomy of vibrational current to refine a certain type of way. So once a person starts breaking the rules of enlightenment, then I don't know. I don't know what to tell you. You're good to go after that. You're gonna have green, brown water. Earthquakes, cracks, flaws, people going after consecration, people going after legacies and lineages and trying to get into your sacredcy, fall of families, house breakup, move temple, rotten, causing the temple to look decayed and rotten of certain places, and all type of stuff is gonna happen. So certain areas are gonna crumble and fall apart. You're gonna have I'm not. I love dark matter, but I'm not supposed to be around dark matter because it's a lot of dark consciousness to go against the reason. You had dark matter of respect, but then you had dark matter of certain other things too that will cause the wrong type of consciousness. A person tried to put me in a form of entrapment to be around the wrong consciousness while they tried to die out all the type of individual. I remember one day I went to the Puerto Rican Day Parade and it seemed like there wasn't even Puerto Ricans no more. I think people just ran to the city just to act like they were there, like there was people there, and then there was nobody really there. It just looked like the after results of little social groups of results, like there was a parade. And I went all the way up to the city to go. I wasn't surprised because you had people going after other people's sacredcy around that time. That was around 2014, 2013. Today is what, December 20th, 2008, 2019. The year of the reflection. The year you get to step through the regarded door to know exactly and reflect even at a time. Once you have people going after certain things certain ways, then I don't know what to tell you. I don't know what to tell you after that, because if you have a person that learns certain things and then they want to penetrate sacredcy because what they're supposed to have is something else, but they're getting comfortable when they're not even supposed to be around. Just like Era's watching themselves, the mistakes they made in the past. Remember, Era was a calendar of light. So in anatomy and light, and even in envisionment and visual perceptiveness, they're gonna see what caused their fall in the paradigm. Their slothful, adulterous acts that cause the end of their calendar is gonna reflect in the paradigm. They remember they were a calendar of light, past, present, and future. Turn on the light, past, present, and future. Look around the room, past, present, and future. You turn off the light, past, present, and future. They even had a calendar of respect. Mushu, they had a calendar of respect also. So, then they also had a calendar of certain type of dark matter. If it spreaded the wrong way, it would be the demise of their calendar. Because that calendar also had a lot of Mushu calendar had a lot of zodiacs in it. It was the fifth calendar, the sixth calendar was the vital calendar. This fifth calendar had a certain one form of different forms of zodiacs of one form in it. Then you had the Mushu calendar that had different forms of zodiacs in it. You go to, people used to go to the fifth calendar and want to travel high. And like, hey, fly high. I was like, so on a plane, fly high, and then you had the vitalness a certain type of way because other people just wanted to go to sea and wanted to travel real quick on land and stuff. And then you had certain vital overpassings a certain type of way. Then you had the miracle calendar, the seventh calendar. But then you had some people from the sixth calendar turn into turn into raven animals that was on four legs. Then you had the seventh calendar was a calendar of miracle, where you would learn the reason of of, of concealment or consideration, or or to or to the things of one's desires of a certain life. Then you had Mushu, the eighth calendar was zodiacs, and learn about the respect. Then you had the ninth calendar that was Kalambe. You had Aaron Knight, you had the Stoneman, you had one learning the reasons of one's obligation. Then you had the honors of life and a man of honesty. You had the honors of life, and then you had everything else I told you. But they get to see their own demise of their own consideration in the paradigm. That can't never leave them. They were a calendar of light. That you what I did with them, I made that calendar. The all calendar, all nine calendars. What I did with them was so amazing, but it would cause they caused their own downfall. When I tried to recorrect this, I corrected the situation from what they did the first time, and then they did it again, and then the star being all the star other star beings just gave up. Like, and that's a known heart attack right there. That's it, man. They're like, that's it. You can forget about that, man. He said that's a badge, a invisible badge that could go wrong on you. They were scared of that. They were scared after a while. Like, they don't know about. You had other calendars that wanted to stay away from that calendar. After a while, they were like, yo, that has nothing to do with a weak point. That's gonna just be the end. That's what they said. They tried to talk back. I couldn't believe it because I had children. But what can I say? If a person's demise of their greed, slothful act, and adulterous act that's vibrating in the reason of their existence, I don't know what to tell a person after that. Just think, speaking about it made my back hurt in a certain way. My back hurting right now by my shoulders in a certain way. I don't know why. But what can I say? And then you had people that mixed into the calendar. It was so bad that the China, my wife, they wanted to claw at, they wanted to rip through her. They wanted to claw out her stomach. She had another zodiac that was a mechanism for her defense of her stomach. They wanted to rip through her stomach. Like, they gave her poison, like they was gonna rip through her stomach. Like a person vitally gave her a vital blow that was gonna cause her to be ripped through her. I counseled my wife so many times about certain things. I couldn't do it no more after a while. After a while, I remember at a time when things were happening in the ancient time, I made her sister of elements, and I said it would be better if she protected and regarded her habitation of her physics at certain foundations for her. You have a calendar of people of light in a paradigm of time. The truth remains the same. It just adjusts with time, and in light that gets to see the reason of their demise. And then you have what caused them to fall in the first place? What generation was it? Where were they? When would they come around? This is the year of reflection. What if something goes wrong in a jewel or a vibrational current? What would possibly happen to them? Oh my God. And then think about Boogie. Yo, listen, in Boogie Night, I disappeared around the 80s, they would say the 80s time. Because I didn't want, it's just like what the Mings. I didn't want people to get involved in their secrecy and confuse the two. I just disappeared at a certain time because certain people couldn't even learn Kalimbe because it was beyond sacred, and certain people couldn't go up to go above their head a certain type of way. So I just vacationed that time. A person says, "But how about Columbia?" I spent time with Columbia already. I had so many children. I just I couldn't do certain things, and I had to tell, and Columbia had to realize if certain parts of Mushu would have took advantage of that. That's it. And other calendars of them of one's vitalness and of and one's sensitivity and one's even for one's documents. If you acknowledge full, you'll realize what I'm speaking about. Because I used to send messages to people all the time in ancient times. And I only did it in a certain way. Or certain ways pertaining to what people should in you a certain way. Then I got with my wife and I said, yo, you you steadfast. No, nobody gonna manipulate you. And then she just said, "You listen, just fill me up." She said, "That's all she told me. Fill up." Oh man. But seriously, I'm gonna be real. If a person goes after sacrecy and penetrates between your legs, what caused the toxins? What caused the bad chemistry to individuals? And in a reflected social economic governing view, you think about it, and then you think about those individuals that did it. That's it. Because once they penetrate your sacracy between your legs, there's no fixing your ovaries of your pheromones. They vibrated in the wrong pitchfork. You have the wrong neuro a certain type of way if some of another man that's giving you the false chemistry of habitation. And if they try to get a person from a higher social economic calendar to do that, that's gonna be even worse because that's like being taken up and then a reckless divorce after. Then they're gonna make plans for a divorce because your own children are gonna demise you after that. Your recondition is gonna demise you after that, or cause your demise, or cause you to see the reason why you dishonored yourself to always remember and it'll be holding treachery in your mind in reflection of why you dishonored yourself in a paradigm of the wrongful act where it would make you a sinner, even more of a sinner, and lead to even a more detrimental death. Because a person killing their own children that were star beings. There's no sorry for that. There's no telling a star beings, "Oh, I'm gonna sex your moms." He's wondering why he's walking on the earth then. Why are we walking on the earth? What happened? Oh, I got a headache. My mom wasn't feeling too good to come down. Yo, you hungry? You feel like you worn out. You don't got nothing to fill you up there. You don't feel like you could go too long, right? Wow, what happened? You need to gas up? I'm the reason of all value. Imagine people with value that's trying to keep value against me, and then they dishonoring rulership and honor through time, and trying to devalue the person that made value. That it still be amazing to me. Then you have people that want to play with my mind. I just don't say nothing. I just be you can't keep a certain type of game going after you're an adult. Some people just want to live the. For me, I just want to live my life and be happy. But a person causing stressful conditions, oh my god, stressful habitations, ancestral conditions in anatomy and light, vibrational current to the even in the atmosphere. I would go outside, I would see the garbage truck chasing me after that. or trying to pass me, or people desecrating the reason of consecration outside around me. I would just naturally see it. Like I'm so high up from making those stars. As soon as I come outside, it will look like a disaster in one social setting because of perceptiveness. Remember, I made the calendar of light. And then you would have children from far just trying to end the world somewhere, trying to keep certain things, and it would be causing the desecration that would lead back to where they at sooner or later. That's why I feared for my children at the paradigm of time. You have people out there that don't want the star beings that's out there to even know I'm their parent, and doesn't even want them to know when they're around or when I'm around them. And then they once they start feel in their high, they high vibrate in high anatomy and intensity. Once they start having those emotions, that's the beginning of a person penetrating their mother and manipulation and causing sexual, slothful, or adulterous or rapeful activity to their mother. Literally. Because it's a person making them be scared of the reason of their enlightenment, of their own consciousness, of the beginning of their creation of themselves to their anatomy. That would be a person planning to rape their mother, and her mother couldn't be safe walking down the street by herself. And then my children wonder why they would have to be carry us like emperor and empress back in the days and protect us and walk with the swords and everything, because their emotions of what they were doing. And then in a paradigm of time, it would reflect that they would want to have my wife a certain type of way, and then it would be causing a divorce. So they were causing the split apart of me and my wife, leadership of honor being with each other, causing a split in the reality, causing an end to our marriage and an end to the sacredcy of the legacy and lineage, even of the temples. You wouldn't even have temples around no more. A person would want to be in everyday vicarious life, like not caring all the time. Part that's how it used to be. Then start making stupid. Then, then after that, it's just like you don't have to call the cops. It's gonna be casino. It's gonna be the movie Casino for you after that. You remember Flocka, the movie where he paid the Jewish guy in the casino, and then the police came to his house. You don't have to call regard after that. Your regard will probably try to turn around and assassinate you. At those times when those things happen to me, that means one of my children's getting assassinated. Literally, I'm the reason of perception. You'll be literally getting assassinated or tried at that time. My science was so beyond perfect, I couldn't tell my children everything. Only my wife knew. And then when my wife doubts herself for certain things and wants to be with another person, it's causing her anatomy to go against herself wrong and causing a sickness in her social habitation of herself, of her social economic. Social also meaning solar system, causing it to a sickness to grow even the anatomy that will cause a falling star and cause the end of the reasons of the stars. I don't want to speak about these things. That's why I'm not supposed to be around dark matter. Because dark matter leads into depth of dark consciousness that if a person's not raised and is not a part of their star chart to acknowledge something like that, it could go the wrong way and cause the detrimental end of reality. So a person's telling me they got plans for a divorce for a long time for me. Somebody out there saying that. So I don't know about that. That means there was a lot of rapeful activity or slothfulness or adulterous acts that took place in certain ways that it would literally show, and then it would be the end of civilization. It would be the end of humanity in a paradigm, even in time sequences. It would show all in physics of what I'm speaking about, all in the physical reality. Why do you think I'm not going to LA no more? I don't go to LA. Those are where the bad children, they want to go. They want to go live the life. They don't want. They don't want the education LA used to have back in the days with the art. They're going over there to live the wrong type of life, and they end up in Las Vegas. And then it'll be the end. They're gonna be gone, gone, and then you're gonna have a person in a natural cage match all their life. Because another person will be wanting to get to another person's secrecy, and then they'll be building to the demise to get to a person's secrecy a certain way. And then they'll be manipulating the physical reality. Just like if a person caused stressful conditions and do the wrong thing, that means they would time me to be around me, and then they would want money to go demise the temple or the secrecy or the individuals of the habitation they're going after. And then they already do it if they get around me. So the manipulating is to get to me, to manipulate my surroundings, to be able to kill off the rest of them. That's all a person's whole. Everything is, oh, I want him. Then you would have people saying they work for me and they don't even work for me. I don't even fucking know some of these people. They'll be looking all type of. So it'll be over after that. You probably have people where I used to live at 4023 Avenue K acting like it's a delightful life over there after they did so wrong for 30 something years doing the wrong thing to vibrate a reality, a falsehood of the physical reality. And I bet you they would be the culprits after a while. And everybody that caused that didn't want me around, that caused the stressful condition, and that caused people to come after me too, that led them to me because they led them to the reason of sacredcy. You can't beat up on yourself in the masturbation session. It's like watching my sons beat up on themselves and then wondering about their masturbation session. My wife anatomy inside confused and then wondering the generation that got plans. Oh, oh, oh. I watched my wife get rid of her homegirl, counseling herself. While you get rid of your homegirl instead of correcting for your homegirl, well, if she did it wrong already, my wife doesn't want wrong slothfulness in her habitation. But her homegirl didn't do wrong is because she was too good and they were being too evil. And then the other guys just wanted hookers. So he tried to separate them because he wanted to learn the martial art, their secrecy, and then he was psychotic. He wanted to marry the girl and sleep with her. So he separated them a certain type of way so she couldn't be around herself to counsel herself, so she wouldn't overthrow the guy a certain type of way. That means that wasn't one of the children. That was just somebody that just didn't care about a parent, apparently, right? I'm verbally expressing myself the right way. But I just want my wife to think about that and the other celestial empresses that fell, where they're walking around like they just should have a bottle cap between their legs to conceal their foulness. I don't know what to tell you who gave you that wrong chemistry. It wasn't me though. And I could tell you that in the paradigm, but your irritation will add up between your legs when you wanted money. Another man gave it to you, right? When you were hungry, another man gave it to you, right? When you wanted clothes, another man wanted to see what you look like in it, right? So I don't know what caused your demise. Then don't blame me. Don't blame me for being Rocky Balboa at his last fight in Boogie Night. And don't blame me for the toxins of the bad chemistry neither. Of another man spending time with you, right? And then thinking about getting rid of a man that made you for that made you of all existence and gave you everything you had. It wasn't another man that used his mother. It was me. And then another man that's using other people's mother or your sister manipulated your physics. How did he do that? He wanted to see how you look in it, right? We don't gotta think about what happened last night. We don't gotta think about what happened. The brutal sessions of last night. The reason why another man wanted to see how you look in it, right? Don't worry, my white fingers are gonna go against her when she's confused, and then she gets the dildo that's gonna be the lethal weapon to the real murder session. Because her fingers, she can control her fingers until she just starts implanting something simultaneously inside of her that doesn't have no care for any existence that another person's just gonna want a part of because he just wants to vibrate. She better be careful about that. But I have nothing else to say. Have a wonderful night. Love, this is me, Ralph Lane. And stay away from the men that want to see what you look like in it.